king, a tidal wave. Essence perfect, life looks brilliant. Give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. Yeah, you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Get you out of my head again. Is it wrong? Is it right? It's like I've won my final war without a fight. I'm out of control, about to blow. I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. I know you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Get you out of my head. Get you.
Please note,
Never gonna stop, never gonna change, never gonna do the things you say. I run my own way to get there. Pulls a coin and I don't seem to care. In the air, no more crowd, just the opposite kind of few clouds. So tell me this time is coming, so sake of all your lies. Why don't you try to be wise? Now that I need you anyway. I never wanted to be alive, just to feel like I'm fading. And though my heart breaks a beat of time, I cross the lines just to tell you, don't lead the way, don't leave a step. Then I try with a try to play in the rain. I feel
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Marvel Talk. I am, of course, OLED Ed Fries, and I'm joined by my Godzilla tag team partner, Andre C. Godzilla, how you doing?
No, I'm 2/3. I'm not Godzilla. I'm 2/3.
2/3 of Godzilla.
No, I'm not that big. I'm not that fat. What are you talking about?
A boot. Anyways, we're here to talk about the first episode. We are here. It is officially What If Miss. Are you excited?
Sort of, yes.
It's the final time we're going to have to talk about What If. Are you excited?
I'm excited that it's the final time I have to talk about What If, because the first season was amazing. The second season was very up and down for me personally. This season is kicked off with a good episode. I wouldn't call this great. I wouldn't call this amazing. But it was a good episode. So
I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I thought this was great. But then again, this is all the things I kind of love. Little bit of Godzilla, little bit of Voltron, little bit of Power Rangers, all kind of thrown into one.
I love me some Power Rangers, but this was good. Again, I don't think there's anything objectively bad about this episode. I just kind of felt like I didn't care about every character except for... Really, I didn't care about any of the characters, except for maybe Sam. Like, Sam was the only character I really cared. Even Bruce, I was like, he's fine. He's there. Whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought this was an interesting thing that they did. There's a lot of little random things here, but we have to talk about Avengers Go. In-universe television show of an 80s Voltron-style TV show about a real gamma war that happened in-universe that killed all the original 5, well, the 6 Avengers, but the 6th one is the one doing the killing. As we have a Hulk who basically kills his friends. Like, it's a fun episode. What if, by the way, I don't think we mentioned this.
Well,
yet,
he
so-
didn't technically kill his friends. He created the thing that killed his friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was still a Hulk. It was the Apex Hulk.
Yeah. Well, no, that's just an Apex being. Then there's the Apex Hulk, which we get later in the episode.
I guess.
He's just the Apex, and we get Apex Hulk.
But I like how you have this like little kid trying to watch this on their tablet, like all kids, you know, like what we would do if we were, you know, alive now, trying to watch our old Voltron or our old G.I. Joe or our old Power Ranger episodes on Netflix or whatever. I thought that was really cute. I thought that was fun. Yeah. The TV show in universe is the Heroes of the Gamma War, in which Tony Stark designs Hulkbuster mechs for all of the original Avengers to battle massive kaiju monsters. Really fun and interesting. Something different. This is the type of thing that What If was created for. Stupid shit like this. We then see that, you know, after the Avengers went down, a second team of the Avengers went ahead and conquered and ended the Gamma War. And this was a team led by Sam Wilson and others. Because we don't see all of them originally in this, like when they take them down. But when we see the larger team in the future that's doing this, oh boy, is this a team of people that Andre would bang his head against the wall if he had to watch on a weekly basis.
Only one of these people I don't like. There's
Oh, really?
only one member of this team I don't care for. Everybody else is great.
So obviously we have Sam Wilson's Captain America.
Great.
Bucky Barnes has his own mech.
Great.
Monica Rambeau has her own mech.
Great.
Nakia has her own mech.
Nakia has. Oh yeah, Nakia.
That is Nakia. Yeah.
That is Nakia. Yeah, great.
Shang-Chi returns for the first time since his own movie.
Great.
We have a dual piloted Red Guardian mech with Red Guardian and Melina.
Great, both great. I love.
Just fantastic.
And it wasn't the what's her face voicing her in this.
No, this is just a random Nakia and Melina are both random voice actresses. Everybody else is voiced by the actual actors or actresses.
I've got the name up. So Kari Walgreen takes over as Melina, and Brittany Adebumola takes over as Nakia.
Yeah. So. And they did a fantastic job.
100%.
Nakia definitely wasn't the same voice, but it's the same similar tone. I understood exactly what world we were in, what character we were looking at when I saw it.
Me too.
You know, they did, like I said, they did a really good job kind of mixing the voice and the look of the character that we see.
It's the last mech that I don't really care for.
And it was one of my favorites. We got Moon Knight, baby! Woo-hoo! Moon Knight!
It was like that was my least favorite thing in the entirety of the MCU so far is Moon Knight.
We got Oscar.
I would put it below the Hulk movie from 2008. Yeah.
Somebody hurt you.
Yeah,
badly.
probably you.
Maybe. We then have this device where they know that they have a feeling that these Hulks are coming and that a couple of them are storming certain cities. So they have the mechs positioned around the world to go ahead and defend their regional areas, while Captain America, and Monica Rambeau are going to go to the Arctic, where they have signs of they have gamma signatures that are reminiscent of the last time that we heard from Apex.
Yeah.
So they go there and they're on the top of the ice, which you should know, if you got a signal of something here and all you see is ice, you don't go on the ice.
Simple as that. And there was even a little village next as they were walking by in their mechs. There was a little tiny village there.
Yeah. But however, a couple of the Hulks spring up from the ground to go ahead and attack them, and they kind of fend them off pretty well with the two mechs. However, then the Apex wakes up,
and the ice falls out from under them.
Yes, the Apex comes up through the ice, and they fall into the ice, where they see thousands of like little landmine Hulks ready to go, and they're worried. So of course they try to fight the Apex Hulk or the Apex, and they do not succeed. They get beat pretty handedly. They get beat. But Monica had a backup plan in place, and Monica's talking to Bucky, and they found where Bruce Banner is, regardless whether Sam wants to talk to him or not.
Because they did establish at the start of this that we had the on your left thing. They did the on your left with Sam running past Bruce, because Bruce that was beautiful.
Love it.
And Bruce,
it was great.
And then them becoming like best friends, a la Steve and Sam did. And it just, and then they show the fishing trip too at one point, and he hulks out during the fishing trip, and he jumps away so he doesn't hurt, because he recognizes Sam as Hulk and jumps away not to hurt his friend and his friend's sister. It was the sister on the boat, right?
Sarah. Yep.
Sarah, yeah. So yeah, again, I like that stuff, the story building there. It's just I didn't like Bruce was just kind of there.
What
elsewhere in the show?
The one thing I'll always say, and this is about all of the what ifs, none of them are long enough. Because you can't, in 30 some odd minutes, you can't develop enough story all the time to tell the story that you're trying to tell.
I disagree. That first season developed entirely as a whole is because that first season was such one interconnected great story. They did well. The problem I've had with What If since with season 2, it's not interconnected, and it doesn't tell us as flowing of a story.
No, I agree, but look, I think that ties together the ending episodes of season 1 really well. But I just mean, like, as a whole, as a standalone episode, like if this episode were 45 an hour long, I think you could tell a much better story, a more long-term, and you could really develop this Hulk character a little bit more. Like, I think there are things you could do, because they have to spend such little time giving you just enough backstory to make it work.
I agree.
I feel like if these were a little bit longer, I think some of these episodes that are good but not great would have that next level of storytelling that would really improve them.
Oh, 100% they would. Just for me personally, I look at it and I go, all right, it's fine. But again, like I thought, like in season 2, the Native American episode, in that 30 some minutes, told a beautiful story and gave me lots of great backstory. So you can do it in that 30 minutes time span. It's just this wasn't a particularly good or deep story to tell. This is a story where this is the kind of story that's forced to be told in a longer setting, but that just means to me not as good of a story as others. If you can't tell it in that same amount of time, you're not getting as good of a story in the end.
Yeah, I just think that there were bits and pieces of this that could have been longer portions to really bring out the emotional depth of the things that we were dealing with.
I wish we could have gotten like a team meeting where they're all together just in their Avenger headquarters for long. I think we got a small little one, but like we're the whole crew's together and going over things and just being together. But I know we can't get that, and that's where a lot of this disconnects for me. Is where there's some great stuff seeing having the characters there, but it's just like there's no real resonance for it in the episode. That's for me personally.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's a lot that they could have done with this, and it's a lot that they didn't get a chance to do. And again, there's no telling if there's more mech stuff on the horizon. This may play into the larger story, but one of the real downfalls to this episode for me is it feels so out of place with everything else that we've dealt with that I don't know how, if this is going to be your series finale, it feels like we're light years away from figuring out how this connects to the last thing we saw, which is Peggy and the Watcher taking the long way home and seeing the Yggdrasil tree as he shows her everything that's out there in the terms of all the multiverse.
Yeah, especially like I just look at the stories that are throughout this rest of this season, because you have the Agatha episode, you have a Red Guardian episode, you got a Howard the Duck episode with Darcy Lewis, which is I think I'm most excited for that episode over anything, just to see, because that's going to be a pure comedy episode. The Emergence, you have 1872, which has a lot of people going back in time, it looks like, or alternate versions back in time. I'm looking forward to that. Watch just appeared, and what if? I feel like it's those last two episodes where things from early parts of the seasons are going to come together again in later parts. So, but we'll see, right?
Yeah. It just seems so. It just seems so weird, considering how well how well they've been trying and sometimes failing with season 2 to tell this really big interconnected story. Because at least through parts of season 2, you really got the idea of this Peggy Carter, thing going through it.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of, fell down a bit. But no, I think that there is definitely some interesting stuff. And, as like you said, as you look through some of these episodes, there's some really cool, interesting things coming. Like I said, I'm all in favor of all of these really cool things, interesting coming. Ooh, that's a fun episode for Christmas.
It all looks really good. Don't get me wrong. Like, nothing looks in this season looks bad to me. I just feel and again, this is the personal thing. I feel like they started not with their strongest episode, or not with a super strong episode personally.
Yeah,
but again,
and
I've never been a big kaiju. Like, I've seen Godzilla and old kaijus, but kaijus are not my jam. Gundam Wing, I used to watch Gundam way back, but again, I don't really have that like love for Gundam. Like, I know they do the transforming robot thing, but we didn't get the Power Rangers fighting before the robots transformed together. So it's more Voltron versus Power Rangers, and again, Voltron's a mid-level show.
I mean, Voltron.
If you give me what's the computer animated Voltron, I'll take that one. But like the old cartoon Voltron, no thanks. I like the computer animated Voltron from like the late 90s, early 2000s. That Voltron is my favorite.
Oh God, I have to educate Andre again.
I've watched classic Voltron. I just like that late night, because the late 90s, early 2000s Voltron is the Voltron I discovered. Because that weird CGI one, that one's the one I discovered. So
I can't stand the weird CGI one. I'd much rather the old. I was just showing my daughter. I'm like, this is the pinnacle of what the 80s were in 1984 when this stuff was created. I'm like, it's so bad now, but like back then it was growing up watching the original reruns of that.
Voltron the Third Dimension, that's what it was called.
Yes.
That is my childhood right there.
I do love that we have throughout this, we have a variety of different Easter eggs. We talked about a few of them, but I feel like we should talk about some more of them. Go Avengers cartoon being like an 80s styles cartoon like Power Rangers, Voltron, Transformers. things like that. One of the
Power
things
Rangers
I
wasn't a cartoon, but
not in the 80s, but it's along the same lines as something like that.
yeah.
Tony Stark having long hair, which is a nod to the original Iron Man cartoon where
Mhm.
Tony Stark was a long-haired character.
Yep.
We haven't had that with the RDJ version, so that was nice to see. You mentioned it already, the On Your Left with the Steve Rogers.
I love that. That made my heart
Uh,
feel good when you heard On Your Left.
the fishing boat scene, which is to mimic the all of the stuff that we saw in Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Falcon.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, yeah.
Yeah, so that was nice because that's the next piece of like what that would have been, and so seeing it between these two as opposed to with Bucky is kind of cool. Go for the head. Red Guardian says it during their meetings. As a nod to Thor and the Infinity War stuff.
Should have went for the head.
The Astra Islands. This is something I didn't know about. I've looked it up since.
Yeah, I didn't. I was meant to look it up, but I didn't look it up.
It is part of the original Marvel comics. This is a place where Bruce Banner built his nuclear absorbatron. So the Astra Islands is this is where they go at the end of the episode, where he takes them, the Astra Islands. But it's a real Hulk themed kind of Easter egg. That's kind of cool that they, went back that far to pull it out.
That's cool.
Obviously, Mighty Avenger being inspired by Voltron and the Power Rangers Megazord.
Mhm.
I still love when they came together and you see like the 10 rings like connect the arms.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I will
connected Shang-Chi's mech to him, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I love that, like that little piece of including the 10 rings into this. I will say there were too many mechs when they made the mega mech, the Mighty Avenger.
Well, there's 6 of them, right? There's 6 mechs.
8. There are 8 mechs.
Why are there 8? There should only be 6.
I believe that there is. So we have
Cap, Monica, Bucky 3, Red Guardian 4, and that also includes Melina. Simu 5. I mean, Nakia 6, and Isaac. So 7 because I said 7.
Okay.
Yeah, because remember you have the dual pilot in one of them.
Yeah, still too many. Still too many. There should only ever be 5. 5 is the max for when you just start doing that kind of stuff, because then you got 2 arms, 2 legs, and the body.
Or if you're adding your 6th one in, it's like the Falcon Sword, which just hooks onto the back to help the Megazord fly around.
Yeah, like
or the
that.
Dragon Sword to just
Sword when it just looped over the top.
To just add weapons. Yeah.
There were too many. Red Guardian again, being Red Guardian as he was, mentioning General Dreykov, as we'll remember from our Black Widow episode a few weeks ago. Wasn't expecting a General Dreykov thing.
No, me either.
But I did love the idea that he still finds it funny that the Red Guardian himself finds it funny that after all these years he's working with the Avengers. Like, just that idea still is funny to him. And of course, Mega Hulk is the MCU Godzilla. Yep. Like, literally scales, tail, back spikes, the whole 9.
Oh yeah.
Like, that was fantastic. And again,
and like, Mega Hulk fighting with the Apex was pretty cool. And then you're seeing him do the Godzilla green fire, blowing it all over the Apex and literally disintegrating him with his, because he used a gamma bomb to become Mega Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I loved how it was like he became Godzilla and you had like a King Kong style Hulk as the Apex. And again, these episodes are going to be a lot of back and forth with me and Andre, not much, point-to-point storytelling like some of our MCU rebounds, because these are quick, off-the-cuff kind of review episodes.
How we liked them and what we thought was cool and what we disliked and things like that.
We should always tell you with these episodes, please just go watch the content first or watch the content after and take our opinions in line. But
we're just two fans and talking about what we enjoyed and what we didn't. That's all we are.
It gives me and Andre during a tough time of the year where some people have a bad time. It gives me and Andre a chance to sit here and chit chat for a half an hour, 45 minutes. about things that we love, which is Marvel Comics and Marvel TV. Done a lot of good stuff. We've had a fun year with it. 2025 is going to be a batshit crazy year. I can't wait. But yeah, the Hulk wins the fight. Sam comes down there, and you have this big Godzilla creature looking down at itty bitty human. He sees him in the eye, and he recognizes this is his friend, and he just turns and walks away. And all the little Hulklings essentially go with him.
Yep.
And I love this last line. Monica's like, "I'm sorry, I know he was your friend," and he's like, "No, he still is."
Yep.
Because that's the kind of storytelling I like from these things, and it was a great little story that they told. Sam and Bruce being friends, which is something we've not seen in the MCU. We'll probably never see in the MCU. And I think that's a fun and interesting way to do What If.
And like I said, it was good. I don't have any hate. Again, there was nothing wrong with this episode, truly. It's just, it played off of a lot of 80s and 90s nostalgia of things I wasn't a huge fan of. Right?
Yeah.
Again, that's just where I just think it's a good episode. Not great. Yeah.
But we want to thank you all for joining us. Remember that we will be back every day this week, either me, either Andre, or both of us. Remember, we've got Agatha went to Hollywood tomorrow. What if the Red Guardian stopped the Winter Soldier? What if Howard the Duck got hitched as the Christmas episode?
That's the Christmas episode, right? Yeah.
Yes. And that episode, we will have 2 Marvel talks for you that day, so be ready. We will have that as either a live or recorded episode with What If Howard the Duck got hitched. We'll go. All right, we're going to go live for that one. And we're also going to have our MCU rebound of Once Upon a Deadpool, which we'll be recording later on tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We've also got What If the Emergence Destroyed the Earth, which is going to be fun. What If 1872? This is going to be our Wild West episode that we've been promised.
Oh, I'm so excited for that one.
What If the Watcher Disappeared? Going to be great. I'm very excited for that. I think there's a lot of fun that can be had in that, especially with some of the names that they've already given us.
Well, again,
in some of these episodes.
And 7 and What If the Watcher Disappeared is supposed to work right into What If that has the same cast listed.
Yeah, these are going to be. This is going to be a 2-part episode.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not listed as a part 1, part 2, but we essentially take this as a 2-part episode.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of great stuff coming as part of this. So be with us for the rest of the year. And remember, in 2025, it is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, MCU rebounds, Captain America 4: Brave New World, Daredevil Born Again. We are going to have Fantastic Four. We're going to have Thunderbolts Asterix. We're going to have Ironheart. We're going to have all kinds of other stuff that they're releasing that I've already forgotten that's coming out at the end of this year. We're also going to have...
I'm looking it up right now. What else is there?
We're also having a DC Invades Marvel talk later this year. Right around the same time as the Fantastic Four. I think they're back-to-back weekends where we're going to be talking about James Gunn's DCU version of Superman.
Oh, I was talking about doing the trailer. But
I assume we're going to do the movie regardless. I was always doing the movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We don't have to. We are Marvel Talk. We don't have to talk DC, but
I'll just create a new show. It's about DC then.
But we are going to do that. Much to my dismay, we are going to indeed.
Wonder Man at the end of this year too.
Wonder Man, yes, I can't.
Marvel Zombies. I have the Wakanda.
Yeah, those will be recap episodes at the very end.
Yeah, those will be just a solid watch the whole season, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But Wonder Man, we're doing weekly episodes for.
Absolutely.
It's going to be hilarious.
anything live action from Marvel, we're going to be doing weekly episodes.
Mm.
A lot of the animated stuff, with the exception of What If, because I think it's great to do it over the Christmas time, where content sometimes slows down. And a lot of your general reactors don't do these kinds of things. I like going ahead and taking the opportunity to really jump in here and get a chance to do these live shows once a day, to jump in real quick, do it, and then bounce out. But yeah, join us for the rest of the year as we got all of this stuff coming up, and we will see you next time. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.